name is Mattias Sander. I claim to be a telecom automation specialist expert. I've been working with Flare for a few years now, and I run a small company. It's just me creating tools to help lighten your workload as a tech writer working with MadCap Flare. I build plugins for Flare, including the very popular Kaizen plugin, which is free, a collection of smart tools to help you work more efficiently and easier. The Mad Quality one that, helps you check for errors and problems in your documentation. Of course, there are none, but still. And today, I want to talk to you about the AI Helper plugin, which is a way to help you work more efficiently with Flare and your favorite AI chatbot. I also do a lot of content migrations. I've worked with a few big name companies. But anyways, let's just get on with it. So AI in Techcom, just catching up with AI news is a full-time job these days. What can you do? Is it alive? Is it autonomous? I don't know. But I'm using it every day, and I've been doing that for the past year or so. And there are all sorts of things you can do with it, obviously. Apart from creating funny cat photos or whatever, it's good. Anyways, the 1-minute summary of this is like the AI helper. It's not necessary, but I think you'll love it anyway. You can use it for two things. It's going to help you create new content in Flare or edit existing content. Those are the main things. If you want to get started and drop out of the presentation now, buy the plugin, install it, and save 3 hours per week. That's the big claim anyway. So what is it really? Well, it's part of, I make quite a few tools, and all the tools that I have are things that sort of bugged me in the past. So I like to fix what bugs me. So I guess this isn't a live presentation, but who's copy pasted into ChatGPT or Copilot or Claude today? I've done it a few times already, and I'm guessing some of you also have done that. And sometimes working with Flare, you want to get that stuff that you created with the chatbot into Flare, or you want to get stuff out of Flare into the chatbot, and that's a bit of a pain, turns into lost hours, and that's where the AI Helper plugin helps. So seamless integration, that's what it claims, bidirectional conversion. You can go from the chatbot to Flare, from Flare to the chatbot without losing content or variables or snippets. You can also manage your AI favorite prompts with the plugin. There's also a way to get multiple topics out of Flare into your chatbot if you, for example, would want to write a new topic based on stuff that you already have in Flare and you want to get that out there easily. So you can do that. You can also work directly with HTML stuff in the chatbot and going back and forth between Flare and ChatGPT or Copilot. So let's dive into it. Live demo, that's always scary, but I'm going to try to show you how you can rewrite a selection using the plugin and an AI bot. So I have taken the liberty of looking at Raspberry Pis, the official documentation online, and converted that into Flare, just so that we can have something real to look at. So here's a topic about the Broadcom chip. I know nothing about this, but it seems like maybe we can rewrite this sentence to be a bit shorter. So normally what you would do is you would just select this, copy it, and then go over to your chatbot. I'm going to use maybe Copilot today. So rewrite this, please. All right. Got to say please and thank you. Or is that wasting energy and data? I have no idea. But anyways, so I've pasted my text in here, and you can see that there's some strange stuff here. Like this is the Broadcom chip used in the 3. What do you mean 3? So going back to Flare, we can see that there's a variable here, Raspberry Pi 3. So that part was lost. So one way you could rewrite this is use because there's missing text. We can't rewrite something that's missing. So let's just say rewrite this, please. Go back to Flare and make the selection. Go to the AI Helper tab. I guess it's a tab, and click copy as Markdown. Copy the selection as Markdown, and that's going to put a Markdown version of this text on your clipboard with variables and everything. So pasting this in, we can see that it now says this is a Broadcom chip used in the Raspberry Pi 3. So that looks good. Rewrite this, please. Make it shorter. All right. Of course, you'll still have to determine if the quality is good after it comes out of the AI chatbot. I guess that's why we're still here, being the sort of meat-based API between the chatbot and Flare still. So that's good. All right. So I'm gonna copy the response from the chatbot now, switch back to Flare, and I'm gonna select the track changes box because I'm not sure, and I'm gonna say replace the selection. And that's going to replace the selection that we had in, the text that we picked and replace it with a new one. That's what it does. So, and if we like it, we can just accept the deletion and insertion. So this is the simple way you can use the AI chatbot to edit content in Flare. But what about the variables you're saying? What happened to those? Well, they were removed now, but there's a quick way to apply them again. And there's a button in the plugin that says apply variables. So you click that one, maybe uncheck track changes. This is the file we're working on, and I want to apply these two variable sets. This is useful even if you're not working with AI, just applying the variables to one topic at a time. You can do this in Flare still in batches and apply it to all topics at once, I think, but not this one topic at a time. So apply variables. Great. I'm going to close this, and we now have the variable. So we're not back to square one because we have a shorter text now, which is always great, right? So that's the first use case, which is editing a text. So let's switch over to maybe something more spicy. Write a new topic using a chat. All right, let's do it. Let's pick Claude for this one. Write a step-by-step instruction on maybe write a conceptual topic about using cameras in Raspberry Pi. Well, I'm not sure how much it knows about Raspberry Pi, but let's see what we get, right? It's always a nice starting point. Okay, so it's producing something. All right, okay. Okay, all right. Can you rewrite this using using the Microsoft Manual of Style, perhaps? Make it shorter. Shorter is good. Or is it? I don't know. Okay, it's a bit more direct now. I like it. Not as much text. Okay, so let's say we want to get this into Flare. So there are a few ways to do that without the plugin. You can copy this, go into Flare and say File, New Topic. Sorry, let's say Raspberry Pi video. What's cameras? Cameras. Good. And remove this, and we can paste it in, of course. And now you get the markdown formatting. And sure, you can go ahead and apply the styles. Oh, sorry. How do I do that? Oh, here it is. Heading 1. That's great. Remove that part, and so on. So that's one way. Another way is to save this as a markdown file, create a Flare import file for markdown, and then import the file. It's also a bit tedious. So what I like to do is, so let's see, I'm going to make sure I have this on the clipboard again. Copy this. And then there's a button in the AI helper to create a topic. And I'm going to, use the same file. Let's call it Raspberry Pi cameras 2, maybe. And save that. And that's going to create a nicely formatted file. So this is a quick way to get started with. If you're writing something using the chatbot, you're going back and forth, maybe adding content from different sources to write something new, and then you want to get it into Flare quickly and easily. So far so good, I guess. But what about this? So you have these tag called strong. I want to use the UI tag. So in the AI helper, but also in the free Kaizen plugin, there's a function where you can replace tags. So in this case, I go to the tab, click on replace tags, window opens. I want to replace strong with span class GUI or something, replace tags. So that's going to replace the strong tags with your preference. In a future version, there's going to be an automatic way to do that. So whenever you create a new topic, you can have a predefined file doing all the replacements that you like. But it's not there yet. All right. So we've now written a new topic. We have no idea about the quality of this, of course. That's the real problem. But still, let's move on. So have we written a new topic? Can we create an entire user manual? I mean, whatever is that? I don't know. Let's do this. Let's continue this and say, write out, I don't know, full help topics about this. Very long, please. So let's see what it comes up with. I mean, there is a limitation to a lot of these models where you have the context length. There's a limitation. It's expanding, and I think some of the models now have up to 1 million tokens, however much a token is, a couple of words, I think. But you can create seriously long documents if that's what you want. You still got to review it though. That's the bottleneck, but you don't have to worry about copy pasting, formatting, that kind of thing. So it's writing a lot of things now. I mean, it looks great, but I don't know if it works. That's where we got to come in. I'm not sure why I'm repeating that. Maybe I'm nervous being replaced by an AI soon. That's probably it. But all right. Of course, the good thing about this is that you don't have to. I mean, the chatbot always outputs Markdown. So even if you have Markdown in a different format, maybe you have Markdown files on your developer blog, or not blog, but developer documentation, you can use that to get that into Flare quickly with the AI helper too. So you wouldn't have to. I'm sorry, I think there's someone with the mic on.
Yeah, det er også vigtigt.
Yeah. All right. Oh, good. So you can use the AI helper as a cheap version of the Markdown plugin, which is actually a more expensive plugin. So you're getting two for the price of one. I didn't realize that, but yeah, well, what can you do? So it's writing out a lot. Well, I asked it to be, very long, and it is very long. Maybe too long. I should have tried this beforehand. Maybe should we stop it? All right, let's stop it. Oh, we can't stop it. Okay. Maybe just copy what we have. All right. So I've copied whatever it wrote out here, and I'm going to say create a new topic for this. So Raspberry, maybe I'll create a new folder actually, because that's the proper thing to do. Raspberry Pi cameras. All right. Raspberry Pi camera. All right. And this is going to create a very long, very, very long topic here. And say you wanted to turn this into it sort of is a user manual, but it's one topic, and you might not want to have one topic. You want to have several topics. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the table of contents here because I don't want that, but I'm going to keep everything else. And then there's a function in the AI helper to split the topic. It's also in the free Kaizen plugin, but it's here. So you can split the topic by, say, heading 1 to heading 2. And doing that's going to split this topic up into a TOC that you can use and, continue working on. So I like to do it this way. I start fleshing something out with the AI, and then I go into the details, have it reviewed, edit it, do a couple of rounds with the AI on the different section maybe. Of course, what I should have done is when I imported this, I should have applied the variables right off the top there. And I forgot to turn off track changes. But anyway, so that's what I would do. I put it in there, apply the variables, split the topic up, and you're just, off to the races. So now we've sort of written a whole user manual, if you will, using the AI, imported it using the AI helper. Again, there are many different ways to do this, but this is super easy and doesn't require me to think a lot, and I like that. So let's look at another case. How about writing a new topic based on what I currently have? So there's a nifty little feature in the AI helper for this. I call it the search and compile. Not the best name, but it's sort of what it does. So let's say I wanted to know everything there is to know about, what's the chip name? Broadcom? Let's see if no files found. Okay. Let me see if I can go back there and see. Oh, sorry, misspelled it. Search there. Okay. And now I can see I have a bunch of files that are related to this somehow. And let's say I wanted to, okay, Python, let's say I wanted to write a topic on how Broadcom chips relate to Python, maybe. So I'm going to select all this, add it to the list, and copy this as Markdown. And that's going to put all the Markdown version of these topics on your clipboard. So then we can go over to the chatbot and let's pick ChatGPT this time. So let's say write a short conceptual text on how Broadcom relates to Python. And let's add a heading here saying source and then paste in. And there you can see that we have all the content from the topics that we had. So this is a way you can look at the content that you already have and write something new based on it in a very easy way. Also, in the future, when you're compiling in the search and compile list, I think I'm going to have a drag and drop interface too. But you can run a search, pick a few files, run a different search, pick new files, and build up that list before you go into the chat. So it's very flexible as it is. All right, let's see what it comes up with here. Okay, so it's, I think I might have turned up the attitude of the chatbot here without needing a 40-pin jumper. Broadcom and Python might seem like two ships passing in the Silicon Night, so it's not really appropriate. But you can configure the chatbot to set the tone that you want. So this gives a bit of a conceptual overview. Maybe it's a good fit for your brand. I'm not sure, but yeah. The magic happens because libraries, well, it's very friendly, maybe good for a blog post. No voltmeter, no solder burns, hopefully. All right. Okay, so it's going. It's funny how the expectations go up when you start using this. It's like, man, it takes it a minute to create something out of nothing. That's too long. You get frustrated and you want it to be faster. But anyways, it's done. So let's copy this. And we can then go back into Flare and create a topic saying Broadcom and Python. Super. And there's still some cleanup to do. You can prompt this away by like telling it to return just the topic and nothing else. That's sort of in the domain of prompt engineering, I suppose. So it's a match made in nerd heaven. All right. So let's apply the variables here, if there are any. There were a few. So that's good. And once you've, well, there are no headings, but you've applied the variables now with the track changes. So we can maybe go ahead and just accept all the changes here. Let's do that. So that's a way to write something new based on what you already have. And I mean, you could imagine that you're using ChatGPT or a Copilot and you're uploading files like requirement specifications, user input, whatever it might be to create something new, and then quickly get it into Flare, which is where the AI helper comes in. So I mean, all of this is just the usual AI magic, but getting it into Flare easily, applying variables, replacing tags, splitting the topic, so on. That's where the AI helper shines. So, but good. What else did I want to show you? So we've written a new topic now. Let's rewrite a topic by preserving the XHTML. This is a bit of an edge case, but in some cases, maybe you have a short topic here. You want to rewrite everything, but you want to keep the XHTML. So what you do then is you go to the AI helper and say copy topic under the XHTML tools, and that's going to copy. I mean, you could just as well go into the source editor and copy it, of course. Go into, let's pick, I guess, Claude today because it's been the most helpful, maybe. All right, make this shorter. That's my favorite. Return only valid XHTML. So of course you got to remember these prompts, or do you? Because upcoming in the next one, we're going to look at managing prompts. So anyways, so I asked it to make it shorter, return only valid XHTML, and I pasted in my XHTML code here. So good. It's making it shorter, I think. Keeping the cross references, the variables, and so on. Good. I'm going to copy this, go back into Flare, and maybe select everything and say replace selection. And now I have a shorter topic. Is it good? I have no idea, but it's shorter. So I guess that is good or might be good. Great. That's one way of doing that. So you can you can also, if you wanted to copy, say maybe this part here, you have a cross reference, you have a variable. I mean, there are a lot of things there where you want to maybe keep the XHTML. But there's one thing I haven't showed you, and I want to turn this into a snippet, I think, because normally when you copy this, you just select everything and copy it in Flare and go into maybe ChatGPT here, paste it in. There's nothing there. Also C and BCM, so it's losing a lot of content, of course. And if you don't want to buy the plugin, you can do the topic preview here and copy this content. That's going to get you everything in there, which is nice. So that's a quick way to do it too. Then getting it back into Flare is still a bit of a pain. So that's where the AI helper is going to help you. It's almost like it's in the name of the plugin, the helper. Anyways, so so if you select this and go to the AI helper plugin, you can say copy selection as markdown, and that's going to go ahead and copy everything. Of course, now it actually copied the snippet there, so that's a bit of a bug. Sorry about that. It usually works, I promise. But yeah, oh yeah, it's just okay. All right, I see the problem. I'm going to make a note of that. But tomorrow or in an hour when I patch this bug, it's going to work. So, trust me. Let's move on to the next example here, managing prompts. So maybe you want to keep some of the top hits that you have, the stuff that you want to use again and again, like make this shorter or something like that. So in the AI helper, there is a button there, craft prompts, edit templates, where you can set up templates for your prompts. And there are a few variables that you can use in the prompts to help you. Let's say you had a topic you wanted to review, but you also had something on the clipboard that you wanted to include. You could add that as a variable using $clipboard. And so the plugin comes with a few preloaded templates there that may or may not be useful. I use them for learning sometimes. So like this one here, describe the selection text using familiar real-life analogies to help make it relatable and easier to understand. So if I'm working with a new project, and I don't understand it, I might go in there and make a selection, copy it. So let's try it out, but let's not use the snippet topic because it's not working. So let's pick maybe this part here. So we have a selection here. And now I'm going to click generate prompt, and I'm going to pick the one that says analogies. That's the one I had, and generate that prompt. All right. Now I'm going to go back to, let's pick, I guess, Copilot now. Let's do a new chat. And then I'm going to paste this in, and you can see describe. Okay. Yeah, so I see there's some modifications to do, but it's split up. So maybe this is good for picking a part of a sentence and not maybe 4 paragraphs. Describe change your password using familiar real life. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. So maybe, okay, changing your password is a lot like changing the locks on your front door. That's a good one. I'm going to keep that for later. So that's a way to manage the prompts. And there are more useful prompts like write release notes based on a transcript. So let's say I had a Teams meeting and I exported the transcript from the meeting. Let's say we had a sprint demo, and now I want to write a release note from that. I have this template here, write release note based on this transcript, use the best practices from the Microsoft Manual of Style and the Chicago Manual of Style and so on. And then I have a heading here, a markdown heading, transcript, and I put in clipboard transcript, and that's going to look at your clipboard and assume that's a transcript and copy it in here. And using this special clipboard transcript variable also removes the timestamps and a few other things to clean up the transcript and make it shorter. So that's a very useful template. Also writing a task topic, that's a good one. And let's try that one out. So I'm going to go and check out the Raspberry Pi blog. Let's pick this one, How to Build a Home Recording Studio. Okay, so this looks like a step-by-step, but there's too much text and not enough, numbered lists. So I'm going to copy this. All right, copy to put it on my clipboard. Go back to Flare and say generate prompt, which generates all the text that you need to paste into the chatbot. I'm going to pick write task topic, generate this prompt, go back to Copilot and paste this in. And you can see that it says write a step-by-step and then the content down here from the blog. All right, so let's see what it comes up with. It can't. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let's go to Claude. You can trust Claude, I think. Okay, so it's doing something. Building a home recording studio, prerequisites. So it's taking that blog post and structuring it in a more step-by-step way, which is nice. So that way you can also maybe take messy or unclear requirements from your PO, your developer, whoever, and turn this into something that is more aligned with the style guide and the best practices that you have. So you can generate content based on your own standards, which is very nice. Still, you still have to verify the quality, of course. You can use AI for that too, but that's a separate presentation, I think. So good, you got a new topic here. Same as always, you know the drill now. Copy it, create a topic. Let's give it a name. Let's just call it audio. Home recording studio. All right, and you get it here, and you can say, okay, let's split this by heading 1, 2, 3, maybe. Let's do that. Of course, I should apply the variables first, but that gives you a talk and a structure for this. So it's a very nice and convenient way to go from chatbot to Flare. All right, moving on. What else? Well, there are a few nifty things in the plugin. Well, you could, you don't have to edit existing content or create a whole new topic. You could also create something new and add it after something you have in Flare. So let's say, this is my favorite prompt, list 10 animals. You get different things every time, I feel. Well, that was, all right. Copy that, go back to Flare and, select this one. And I want the list to appear after this one. I'm going to say insert after selection, and that's going to put the list right here. So you can use it to generate, parts of a topic too. Great. What else? Well, there are a few links to their favorite chatbots here: Copilot, Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and so on. And I think I've sort of covered everything so far. So let me just say that if you want to know more, go to improvementsoft.com. There are a few demo videos showing some of this stuff. Price is $99 a year or $8.99 a month. So, basically free, or the price of a cup of coffee. I'm not sure what a cup of coffee costs now, but it's probably a lot, given that this corresponds to a cup of coffee. But anyways, you get 10% off. Awesome. Grab this screenshot and head over and buy it, and you get 10% off forever. So that's good. And also, if you don't get this, well, I think I put it up there long enough for you to write it down, right? 5 more seconds.